Today, we're going to dive deep into some of the most bizarre, baffling, and, let's be honest, downright impossible corners of the natural world. We're talking about places where life seems to be playing by a whole different set of rules.
I mean, it's a pretty fundamental question, isn't it? We learned about things like gravity and thermodynamics and fluid dynamics as these, absolute universal laws that govern everything. But what if I told you that in the code of life itself, there are some interesting exceptions?
Yeah, glitches. That's the best way to think about it. It's like we're in the Matrix. Life hasn't actually broken the code of reality, but over millions and millions of years of evolution, it's found some incredible exploits, some clever workarounds, and these secret back doors that let it do things that, well, just seem to defy physics.
So our first set of glitches, they're all about brute force and just mind-boggling speed. We're looking at creatures that move in ways that, if you just looked at the math, you'd say, no way, that shouldn't be possible.
Okay, let's start with a really simple rule. Just imagine trying to throw a punch underwater. You feel that incredible resistance, right? That's because water is about 800 times denser than air. There is a very real physical speed limit to how fast you can move through it.
And then you've got the Mantis Shrimp. This little guy just does not care about that rule. Its punch accelerates so ridiculously fast that it hits 50 miles per hour. That's the same speed as a .22 caliber bullet. It moves so quickly that physics itself just starts to get weird around it.
And here is the truly mind-bending part of all this. The shrimp's claw moves so fast that the water in front of it literally boils, creating a tiny vacuum bubble. When that bubble collapses, it releases this flash of light and a wave of heat that, for a split second, reaches 8,500 degrees Fahrenheit. Just to put that in perspective, that is nearly as hot as the surface of the sun.
So what on earth is going on here? The shrimp has basically weaponized physics. This glitch is a 1-2 punch combo. It's called supercavitation and sonoluminescence. First, it hits its prey with the claw, and then a millisecond later, it hits it again with a devastating shockwave from that collapsing bubble. It is a true master of the code.
Okay, next case file. Here's another rule we all learned pretty early on in life. You step on water, you sink. It's just simple gravity and surface tension. Well, mostly simple.
So I want you to meet the Basilisk Lizard, probably better known as the Jesus Lizard. It doesn't float, it runs, right across the water. Now, to help you understand just how absurd this is, for a human to pull off the same trick, we would need to run at about 65 miles per hour while wearing size 80 shoes. The lizard's secret is that it slaps the water so hard and so fast it creates this little temporary air pocket, and then it pulls its foot out right before that pocket collapses. It's basically playing a high-speed game of the floor is liquid.
All right, now we're going to take things a step further. If you thought that was weird, buckle up. We are leaving the world of force and speed, and we're entering the truly bizarre realm of quantum physics and the nature of time itself.
You know, the conventional wisdom usually says that quantum effects, things like particles being in two places at once, that stuff only happens in these super-controlled, super-cold, sterile labs. Biology, with all its heat and chaos, is just way too warm and messy for these delicate little quantum states to even exist.
Well, the European robin would like a word. This little bird navigates thousands of miles with pinpoint accuracy. So how does it do it? It's actually using quantum mechanics. Inside its eye, there's a protein that creates a pair of entangled electrons. These electrons are so sensitive to the Earth's magnetic field that they allow the bird to visually see the field lines, almost like a heads-up display guiding it on its journey. This is quantum biology, and it's happening right now, out in the wild.
All right, this next one, this might be the biggest rule of them all. The Second Law of Thermodynamics. It's why things fall apart, not build themselves back up. It's why we get old, it's the arrow of time, and it only ever points in one direction, forward.
But then, you have the ultimate glitch, the Turritopsis dohrnii, also known as the Immortal Jellyfish, which just looks at that law and says, nah. When it gets old, or sick, or injured, it doesn't die, it just hits the reset button.
The code behind this incredible feat is a process called transdifferentiation. Basically, its adult cells completely transform, reverting all the way back to their earliest stem cell-like state. The adult jellyfish literally dissolves and then reforms into a baby polyp, which then just grows up all over again. It is the only known animal that can completely reverse its life cycle, which means it's effectively cheating death and ignoring the arrow of time.
So we've seen creatures manipulate force, quantum mechanics, and time. For our final case file, we have an organism that seems to have found a glitch for existence itself. I mean, this is the final boss of survival.
So here's a really fundamental rule of biochemistry. All life on Earth is, at its core, just a bunch of complex chemistry happening in a water-based solution. You take away the water, or you freeze it, or you boil it, and life just stops.
Unless you're a tardigrade. This tiny little microscopic water bear basically treats the fundamental rules of biochemistry as, just some friendly suggestions. You can boil it, you can freeze it to nearly absolute zero, blast it with lethal doses of radiation, even expose it to the hard vacuum of outer space, and it just waits.
So how on earth does it do this? Its glitch is a process called cryptobiosis. It actually removes the water from its cells and replaces it with a special kind of sugar. This turns its insides into a solid glass-like state. It's not alive, but it's not dead either. It's just paused. Its metabolism drops to 0.01% of what's normal. Then you just add a drop of water, and it wakes right up and carries on like nothing ever happened.
So after seeing all of this, we really have to go back to that original question. If animals can do all these things, are the laws of physics even real?
And here is the beautiful answer. No, they aren't breaking the rules at all. What they're doing is so much cooler. They are exploiting them. They're like nature's ultimate hackers, who through millions of years of trial and error have found all the loopholes and secret levels within the operating system of our universe. They are, without a doubt, the most expert users of physics imaginable.
Which, of course, leaves us with one final, fascinating thought. If these are the glitches that we've found so far, what other impossible secrets are still out there, hidden away, just waiting to be discovered, deep within the code of life itself?